This is IBM Museum, and I've got something for presentation today that I received about, it's been several months to maybe even up to a year ago. But that is, let me get turned around, get off the internal webcam, and I think the lighting is sufficient here. I do have the ring light off because it goes through and reflects, but I've got another light source here as well that really does pretty good. Um, the ring light will, of course, not really reflect light as I hold this up to my camcorder. So here is the IBM Personal System 2 software sampler. And they show it with a single diskette. And this is a Model 25. I'm thinking that looks like, in fact, kind of looks like a big button diskette drive. I mean, that could even be the original Model 25 here. And on the inside, it shows, let's go through. It looks like it starts over here on the left-hand side. And software sampler, this package contains three 3.5-inch diskettes. The education program diskette contains these United States, which is a fun contest using facts about the 50 states. Matrix Madness, assembling pattern puzzle to improve thinking speed. Electronic grammar, the fundamentals of grammar taught with a light touch. And algebra drills, the perfect practice partner for students studying or reviewing algebra concepts. The personal productivity programs diskette contains an introductory editor, a full screen editor that is easy to learn and use. Daily organizers, start the day jogging your memory. Phone directory online, speed up and simplify your daily phone use. Print buffer online, a print manager for more efficient computer use. PC checkbook, now managing your checkbook can be a pleasure. PC print, specialized printing now made easy. The entertainment programs diskette contains Verso, a challenging yet easy to learn century-old English game. Solitaire, pit your skill and luck against the odds. Freddy's Rescue Roundup, experience arcade-style excitement on your own PC. Blackjack, get ready to take on the house with Blackjack. Word seeking, find words in an endless variety of challenging word puzzles. And the Kaleidoscope, an exciting, colorful, automatic graphics generator. And they go through the software sampler contains a variety of programs that demonstrate the many different ways to use your personal system 2. Load the IBM disk operating system. Insert the software sampler program diskette into drive A. Type A:"G and press enter. Follow the instructions on the screen. Disregard the getting started instructions in the individual program documentation. Note, the solitaire and blackjack programs require you to select a modder. For solitaire, select RGB modder. For blackjack, select color modder. And making a backup diskette, you may make up a backup copy of any of the three sampler diskettes using DOS disk copy command. Refer to the DOS reference manual for more information on the disk copy command. Disregard the instructions in the individual program documentation for making backup diskettes. And they have one diskette here, and this is the personal productivity, and these labels degrade. I don't know. I went through and pulled this diskette out before, this particular diskette, probably maybe even the first time I'd done that. And looking at it, and of course we do have a 00F9999 for the FRU part number. And version 1, and it lists copyright dates between 1984 and 1987. Licensed material, program property of IBM, all rights reserved. And then has the government rights. But this is a 720 KB diskette. So this very well on the cover could be a original Model 25. It's able to do the 720 KB diskettes as well. Now, I went through, and I do have a Model 25, the original, that I have video output of it as well. But this Model 25 SX was a little bit more easy to reach. And I had kind of questions of what I knew on the 25SX that the diskette drive would work. So the we're going to go through and use it, and it actually does have video out on this submodel of the 25SX. Now it's still shrink wrapped, and the label is not discolored on this side. We have the other two diskettes for the educational programs and the entertainment programs, and these have not been disturbed. I'm going to go through and open those at the point that we look at them. Now, software licenses and everything else, I'm going to go through. I think it's been long enough. I'm going to go through and I'm going to image these diskettes. I do have my tweener system set up over here. I can go through, I can WinImage them and list to where the contents of these can be found for people to go through and use. I'm not, I received this as part of just another item. I think that the person that sent it to me would think I would enjoy these and have the possibility of video content. Did not sell me these. I think this is probably offered, despite the license and everything else, was offered as a freebie, basically for testing out your PS2. There is the license agreement on the back. And I don't even know if we have any of that black foam around still for the Model 60, 65SX, and Model 80. But so there's the, and this package has been opened. Like I say, I don't know. I don't believe, and I haven't seen this anywhere online. Otherwise, so we're going to look it over, and I'll have to look at whether if I get examining the diskettes, and running through some of these programs, and some of these are print aspects and everything else. I don't know whether I can really necessarily document those well enough in this instance with this machine I have. But I'll certainly try and look through and see what exactly is going on. So we're going to go through. I will get and interesting for the live stream tomorrow, whether the discussion on red switch or white switch, I'm going to go through, and on the original Model 25, it would have had a red switch. But in this instance, it's rather hard to see because it's under the lip here. But I'm going to flip this white switch to get this system powered on. And I'll go through and get myself back on the webcam. And I probably have to go through and make adjustments to this. I want to get it to where the full screen's visible, that I'm not obscuring anything. And so I'll probably go through and work with that, a little bit of that alignment. I guess there's no time like the present. And let's see if we can get that kind of centered to where I think it's going to be. And that way I'm pretty well certain that I'm not obscuring anything otherwise. There's 12 megabyte of RAM on this 25SX. And of course, I have the display monitor here that I'll be able to see what is on the screen, not with any lag of what is on the recording system. And this has the expanded VRAM, and looks like it's a few hours behind, but there's no big deal. And I'm told it's IBM DOS 5.00 on there, which is fantastic. And this is the machine that has the New Deal software on there. And in this case, I'm actually going to just do a control break, terminate batch job of pressing yes. And we are on the hard drive of this system. Now, I'm going to go through kind of to look at the method they're talking about. In fact, I thought of going through and just copying this over to the hard drive, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what condition these diskettes are in as well. Okay, so let's do a directory and pause. And this is the personal productivity diskette, I think. Did I? Okay. So there's even PIFs for like Windows 3.0, Windows 3.1. The and I think for the installation they were talking about there's like a G. So I can see like a prt.com, a check.com, pdoedit.exe. And maybe it's the demo. Okay, and it even has some, looks like some IBM printer drivers there. That's probably like the print spooler. I'm guessing the Pro printer for that Prop 12. And big fancy, whatever that means. Okay. So there's a G2, and there's the GBAT, and then SolBAT. Let's look at the GBAT first. And there was that demo.bat as well. I guess install would probably install it on this system. But let's take a look. So echo off. Okay. Press the space bar to continue. That looks like it's coming in pretty good on the screen. I'm just going to go a little bit more to the left. And I think I'm good for the edge there. I don't think I'm necessarily obscuring anything. Let's press the space bar to continue. On the menu that follows, you may run any of the five personal productivity programs. View the instructions for these programs. Select an option by pressing the key listed for it, pressing escape to return to DOS when you're finished. So remember, escape returns to DOS. Okay. Now I'm going to go through, and I guess if anybody wants to necessarily to read these, they can go through and pause the video. Okay. So here we have the personal productivity. To run program, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we have the documentation for it as well. For instance, we could go through an A. Okay. So it has all the instructions here. Okay. And that is at ie.exe. We will go escape key back to the topics. We'll look at the getting started. Okay. And it talks about a IBM portable PC. So a lot of these programs seem to be done before even the PS2s were on the scene, or the thought is that using these programs in other with other systems. And it has a way to scroll through. And okay, if you're using a color display and the introductory editor comes up in a black and white, do the following. Okay. And it talks about using the arrow keys here just to basically scroll through. Okay. Okay, a maximum of 1,500 lines and approximately 5,000 characters. If you have less than 192 KB of memory, or if you install resident programs that consume memory, the maximum file size may be less. So we have 12 megabyte of RAM on this, and I'm thinking with the PC-DOS 5 that there's probably the management. I think that's what I saw scroll by. But let's see what that just says. Okay, I think we saw this, a little bit of this before. And it'd be nice to go through and just all this text to, and I'm sure it's in a file on the system. So we're going to go back to the menu. Just gave us a blinking. Okay. And then it's beeping at me for, okay. We learned that really wasn't resolved. More capable computer. And just seemed to encounter some trouble there. Okay. Okay, we're going to do a control break again. And yes, we'll go back over to our A drive. And let's do that. Oh, I did a colon at the end of that. I was thinking change drive letters and stuff like that, but okay, spacebar. Okay, so the introductory editor. Okay. A newer existing file. I wasn't really sure of any of the files that we can probably do. And I don't know if it's write protected on the diskette. It'll tell us, I guess, if it did. But kind of cool. Kind of cool for all that. We can go through and okay, and escape for commands. Okay. So let's go through and, as I say, I don't know if we're write protected. Okay. Do you have to type out the whole command? Okay. And then let's do a quit. Escape to quit. We're gonna look at the daily organizers of just about the next of these productivity. I think for the print programs and things like that. Okay. Current date is invalid. So we're not daily organizer written back in 1986. And I want people to see, they can see it just right at the edge of my webcam image, that it thinks it's 2012. Or maybe it thinks it's 1912. And as I say, normally the biggest trick in the book is to give it a okay. So we're at Thursday of June the 10th, 1993. No reminders for today. But at least you can see the basic layout of this. But it looks like it tries to pull the date off the system and no idea of what dates that it thinks are valid. It's showing a 2-digit year, so maybe up to 99, and going through to I think when it gets into the year 2000 and above, probably was not any provisions for doing that. But we go through, we can do a save and exit. That's kind of a real quick review. And I wanted to see even what escape returns to DOS. I even wanted to see what the demo. Okay. And Gary Dix last name of DIX seems to be, and we see copyrights of IBM Corporation 1985. Appears to be the author of, and I don't know what say printing, escape to interrupt printing. Don't have a printer, of course, connected to this. And we're in and I just ran the demo. So we're in a hang condition again. So that is the personal productivity pack. I'm going to go through and reboot the system again. And people can check out that in the glorious fun that it is when I get that imaged. And we will do a control break once again, terminate the batch job, and we are breaking the seal. I'm going to look at the education programs first, which are on top, and then the entertainment programs I'll look at last. So going through, breaking this nice plastic that how many decades has that been wrapped? And nice, almost has like even a new smell to it. Yeah, and these are the 1 megabyte capacity. So these are 720 KB diskettes. And you could run those on the 8086 based Mul 25 and Mul 30. Okay. We're going to go over to A. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go do a directory. And this even has the basic A. In fact, it'd be interesting to see what version that is for the probably the 3.30. And I actually have a just coincidentally I have a diskette off to the side here that I've collected those basic stub programs, the different versions. And you have a BAS run.exe. Isn't that interesting? Okay, and see, there's our g.com. Okay. Even a view docs.exe. Okay. Education programs. Okay. And any of the 4 programs here. So reset options and scores for this United States. Okay. Documentation. So let's just go through, kind of see what is to these. I think I've seen this one before. So the author is Art Thompson. Copyright IBM Corporation, 1984. Beep. I'm sure people can hear the little tune. Okay. The first player's name. Okay. 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 Well, that's Alaska. Okay. And it tells us, gives us a little. Okay, what do we do to continue? Nobody's turn. So I'm going to say nobody's kind of dumb. I mean, they're nobody. So Kansas, incorrect. Okay. Maryland or Michigan? I'm going to say Michigan. Okay. Nobody's turn. Wisconsin or Delaware? Again, nobody's kind of dumb. Okay. IBM Museum's turn. Arizona or Alabama? I'm going to say Arizona. Okay. Nobody says two. Okay. So, how about okay. And saw. But I guess we're yeah, it's so I'm not sure how to go through. Okay, control break took me back out, which I could maybe find out from the documentation. That's just a sample. Now, Matrix Madness. Okay. Okay. And we're just going to do a demo. And remember F9 to quit. Okay. So this is Matrix Madness. Level 1. And my webcam isn't scaring. It says level 1 in the upper right-hand corner. Okay. So I'm going to do escape. And we're going to do F9 to quit. Okay. What does electronic grammar look like? Oh, and I think I've seen this too. Written by Jeffrey E. Cope and Ralph E. Weist. Copyright IBM Corporation 1986. Enter to continue. Okay, I'm not sure what kind of creature that is. It kind of like a Grinch. Oh, EG. That is EG. And my friends, the Its. That's Blip. Okay. F1 to learn about this program. So this looks like it's in 40 column mode. And I'm obscuring a little bit of the type there on the side. Okay. Okay. So we could do all sorts of stuff. Escape for exit. Nouns. Okay. Okay. Can you find the nouns in this sentence? Well, I think gym is a noun. Like is a noun. School is a noun. So these are instructions. It's listing those. The girl. So there's one choice here is what I think. So EG kind of does a little dance. Okay. And Ken is a noun. Okay. So which word is a noun in this sentence? It has multiple choice here. It has A, B, C, or D. And of the selections, of course, John is a noun, but that's not one of the selections. A bus is a noun. Okay. Noun in the sense, Jack. Oh, okay. Desk. Aha. Okay. Well, it just told us. Okay. So we're going to do escape summary page. Isn't that cool? And the sound. I need to get to where I can pipe this sound through and capture it as well. But there's all sorts of things to learn there. Do I want to do algebra on a Friday night? Okay, Algebra Drills by David R. Lippman. Okay. And let's look at geometry. Okay, circles. And I wonder if this is in basic or whatever. Once I get the diskettes image, people can look at the okay. The diameter of a circle is 12. Then the circumference of the circle is, and diameter Oh gosh. So we're talking diameter and radius. I'm going to say 1. Oh, correct answer is 12 pi. Okay, fine. I failed geometry. Diameter of circle is 14. The circumference of the circle is it's pi over okay. So I'm just really dumb at geometry tonight. So we're going to go through, gives you a score on circles. I failed on circles. I mean, I'm sure I could go through all sorts of things otherwise. Complementary angle. Wow. But probably very interesting programs for all that. And F10 to exit. I think we are at, yeah, we can, okay. And I want to look at my recording time, 41 minutes so far. So I think we probably need to go through to the educational. Okay. And since we are still on the A drive, okay. Okay, and then we have that g.com. Spacebar to continue. Okay. So let's do Freddy's Rescue Roundup. And that's interesting for all that. I have on the screen, it has a picture, but on my video capture, it just says, "Oh, I am not going to do that." So at least I have a presentation on the screen that I'm going to go through and do escape. And that gives me video back. So Freddy's Rescue Roundup will not be able to be seen on the video capture screen. Let's see if Solitaire is able to be shown. And I don't know if that's just going into a mode that the video capture says. And see, this is even kind of interesting. For number 2, it has the 3270 PC family, being that that had a different graphics board. And they said to select RGB, didn't they? Okay. And so it says shuffling. And I guess the numbers there show how many cards are underneath. Okay. And F9 is deal. I don't know how you necessarily, if you, okay, so your columns, B, C, D, E, F, and G, H. So we can do B. Oh, that's kind of cool that it automatically puts it E. Okay, we can do E. Okay. Now, what does it do if we do an F for the eighth? Okay, that should play it up, yes. Okay, so we have two choices of which red 7 to put on the black 8. I want to go through and I want to start. It's probably good to start, or let's see, C. Okay. So I have another red 10. Okay. So do we do, we have our last play. Okay, so if we do a deal, can we do playing down? Play from H is incorrect. Okay. Oh, that does a re-deal for the whole deck. I was thinking that you go through and turn the card. But kind of cool for the representation of this 80 character screen to, of course, we can play the B up. So, okay, it's a space bar. Okay. So we do that to E. Now, how do we? Highlighted letter above the card. Oh, T for, I just barely see it's a different color. Okay. It'd be funny if, what if you have different choices that you know, that you're, oh, and I can do a E. No, I can do a, okay, I can do, even though I have a card to play there, and D. I mean, and so for solitaire, you can shift a stack. In other words, I could go through from that where I have the stack on top of the ace of spades, the 8 of spades. I could go to the 8 of clubs, and that's as you go through and clear. But I'm not sure how the program handles that occurrence. So if we go through and we go to Oh, there's the choice of going to the E or F. That's how it handles that. So that's going to E. Okay. And then we go T again with the 3. There's no choice for that one. So it knows where to put that. And so that's going our T to the H. But how many people want to sit here and watch me play solitaire? Even though this is really kind of cool. So let's play. Okay. Now I suppose if you play and you could play the card up, there's also got to be a choice of if you play it to a row as well for stacking. If you're helping you with stacking. Um, so like the 3. Okay, so there's a king of spades, the 9 of spades. So the Talon card, and then the E. So it's different from using a mouse. um, so we want to do the Talon card up. We want to do H all the way over. We want to do C over. We want to do E. And we want to do the Talon card up. Okay, and this is the 3rd cycle through. So I think I'm actually going to not be successful with this one. Okay. So it just allows me to go through. And now I'm to the point where there's nothing else. I could redeal, but let's go through escape. Turn 3, multi-pass. Okay. Turn 1, single pass. Even set color choices and the display type back to that menu. So 7. Okay. So there's your color choices to solitaire. Okay, we have blackjack and verso. Let's do the kit kaleidoscope. Okay. And see if it allows the graphics for this one as well. Okay. Press any key to continue. And you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing on the Model 25 screen. Oh, there we go. So once we press the space bar, so isn't that kind of neat? Yeah, I remember, as a kid with the clear plastic wheels, the gears, and you put the pencil point in. And anybody else remember that? I'm just probably dating my age at this point by saying that. That's what I had for toys as kid. as a kid. Little clear plastic. I don't even see those anymore, and that'd be so easy to to make. Why don't they do that for kids anymore? Are they afraid kids can break them into pieces and swallow them or something? So I guess we're just going to gradually see this fill in. What's it do if we do the space bar again? Okay, there we go. And this is just like a random plot, space, color, turn. And I guess that goes until it fills in the screen. And probably even beyond. Or it's drawing some island math somewhere. Okay. So spacebar again. Got some B or something. Spacebar again. Oh, now we've got the Tholian web happening. And again, by saying Tholian web, I might be dating my age again here. But that's kind of cool. Can hardly wait to see what YouTube picks for the thumbnail. And we're getting close to an hour. Spacebar again. Wow. And I didn't even have to see for the speed of the computer. Probably makes a pretty big difference here. And this being it's a 386SX 20 megahertz, I think. Might be 16 megahertz. I don't know. I'd have to look. And I say that because there's no external way to tell that on the 25SX to know if you have the CPU's running at 16 megahertz or 20 megahertz. I guess you could do it through software to tell as well. Okay, spacebar again. There's the circle. So this is kind of cool. And I'll bet you this has a basic, meaning that's why we saw that basic A program in there. Space again. We see dots. And you look at that and you say, what dot is blinking? It blinks more for the display. It's hard to see on the 25SX screen. And of course, you're just seeing raster scan. On the video capture, it looks pretty good. I mean, I see the lights, the little points flicker. And what is done to the video capture of the recording system looks a lot like what I see truly on the Model 25, where the points are more dim than what they are for my monitor. Okay, there's more than just the B. Yeah, that's kind of dimmed. I see that better on video capture than it shows up otherwise on my. Okay. So it drew that really quick, and then That's it. Okay, now we're like combining some stuff. Okay, that's kind of cool. Maybe that's kind of the thing at the start where you just had the line, circles. I'll have to see how that looks because I like it best on, and I mean, I could probably make adjustments on the 25SX screen, but I like how it appears on my monitor there. Okay, and so I'm doing the spacebar to cycle in between. And this is almost like calculates a circle or pi by plotting squares, random squares, maybe. I don't know. Or it's building the Death Star, showing the blueprints of the Death Star. Okay, and it like started to center and then shot out to that ring. And again, these are probably basic programs. I do have it on the 4:3 aspect ratio, but it still shows as ovalized on the 25SX screen and um, the video capture, everything there. And again, to me, and the video capture does pretty good for what you're seeing recorded. On the screen of the 25SX, I probably need to work with intensity or something else there. And on my monitor over there, it shows up really good. Wow. So these are kind of some cool effects to this. And I don't know how many screens it goes through for all these. Yeah, I see it plotting more and more dots as time goes by. And this is neat too. Kind of reminds me of life. Okay. Okay. And as I say, I just don't know how many more of these there are to go. But some really diverse. Wow. And those dots look kind of dim. There's a red dot right in the center. And that doesn't show up on any screen I see here very well. On the best on my monitor here. Okay. Yeah, I'll bet you for the thumbnail that YouTube would select up one of these for the but I'll just probably take a picture of the package itself. And again, these probably vary by the computer speed. See, from the center, it jets out to one point, and then it starts going through and plotting. And this seems like it changes the color through time. Okay. Okay. That's like line segments being drawn. Oh, and that's like mirror image of almost fractal. Okay. When I start to see this repeat, that's like mirrored in all four quadrants. If I start seeing what I think are repeats, I'll go through and I can just escape. I just wonder how many of these there are. Circles from the center, lines, kind of like a ray trace or a vector. Okay, there we have the horizontal line when it started with just a vertical line. And that last one almost looked like the screensaver for Windows 3.1, whatever it was, with the lines. Forget what they call that. And those, they'd go through a color change and look to see if it would spell something eventually. And you can see some patterns in it there. That's kind of neat. This is the most entertaining program of the bunch to me. I mean, I'm sure I could play solitaire and blackjack quite a bit there. And just something new every spacebar press. Some of these look very similar, but then they look well, with that, I think okay, how do I, is this another control break? So I did the escape. And control break doesn't even end it. Well, I'm going to go through and I will image these diskettes. Isn't that pretty? AI art. Um, but if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and click on that like button, please. And by all means, subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. But this is IBM Museum. That's all I have for now. Thank you.